All right. So good morning, everyone. My name is Steven Sunday, and I'm an ambassador with Algorand. Um, I work for Algorand and as an ambassador, and we our aim is to be able to provide, or rather, introduce developers to very simple um, blockchain solutions that they can use, to be able to have very swift development or maybe swift solutions on the blockchain. So one of the key things we are trying to do is to help developers to understand how they can use some of our tools on Algorand. But meanwhile, let me just give you a rundown of what blockchain is. It just in case you are a developer and then you're listening to this call, um, blockchain is simply a distributed ledger that has that is decentralized and then is secured and it should be scalable. So a blockchain allows decentralization across board, where you have, and then of course the transactions are always done on a peer-to-peer level. So with high level of encryption, and so for us in Algorand, we've seen quite a lot of use cases actually um, in the blockchain space. You have use case around health, around agriculture, around insurance, different just payment system, different kinds of use cases are actually plugged onto the blockchain. And is making quite a lot of things uh, decentralized, of course. Recently, I saw on the news that Africa is really trying to, especially I think in Nigeria, a lot of people are trying to look at the way, or rather in the way of blockchain, to provide solutions because, of course, it's cheaper to carry out transactions on the blockchain. And now that you have scalable solutions coming up on the blockchain, quite a lot of people are thinking, okay, this is the best approach, to be able to have our solutions run on the blockchain and all of that. So for us on Algorand, Algorand has actually done quite a lot of things to be able to make blockchain quite usable and very efficient. Um, the founder of Ethereum once said that for a blockchain for a blockchain solution, uh, you have to deal with the fact that you cannot have a scalable blockchain, a decentralized blockchain, and then at the same time, a very secured blockchain. So it has to be two of the three. And so it has to be two of the three. So Algorand now went into research, and Algorand was able to make the three available on their platform, whereby you have a very secured blockchain, you have a very scalable and a very decentralized blockchain. And we call it the blockchain trilemma, where you have uh, the system is secured, it is very scalable, and then it is very decentralized, which Vitalik earlier on proposed that this cannot be obtainable on a very solid blockchain. Now, I will just walk you through what Algorand is and what Algorand does, and then you can also see for yourself what we've achieved and the kind of partnership we've gained over time because of the kind of solution Algorand is providing. Um, Okay, so briefly, these are the teams you can see on my screen. The teams from Algorand. Um, these guys have put in quite a lot of uh, effort in bringing forth a solution that has actually proven to be one of the best of its kind in the ecosystem. Uh, Silvio is actually a professor who has actually pioneered, because I've seen some of his work. He has actually pioneered the use of cryptography, and yeah, Algorand has quite a lot of amazing team members rather, with people who are leaders in their own area of influence. So basically, like I told you, Algorand is a solution that is a new Web 3.0 solution, whereby uh, you have um, some of the newest ideas being deployed on Algorand. By the way, Algorand uses a consensus called pure proof of stake. And in Algorand's consensus algorithm, you don't have things like fork. So you don't have, we don't use, of course, we don't use proof of work. We use proof of stake, where you can run nodes even on your computer, and you can run, and then of course you can participate in consensus as long as you have stake, and then of course you have a running node that can participate in the consensus. So Algorand is really a solution for scalability, uh, because even when you look at the architecture of Algorand, um, it it allows you to be able to use blockchain. You can build either full or half full DApp, or half DApp on, or maybe not full DApp. I don't know whatever you call it. You can build this kind of solutions on Algorand simply by using some of the SDK we have, or maybe using uh, some of the functionalities. Anyway, I'll walk you through. You'll just see some of the functionalities that are there in Algorand. So for people who are not really interested in writing a full blockchain uh, app or solution, we have a solution for you as well, whereby you can call certain functions on your solutions and then run it on the blockchain, and is running on Algorand's protocol. So Algorand has what is called co-chain. Now, the blockchain can either be permissioned or permissionless, and Algorand has what is called co-chain, whereby you can run corporations can actually run on Algorand as um, a private network, or maybe you can run as public. So this functionality of co-chain allows you to be able to use Algorand as a private network or as a public network. So you can choose what you want to do. If you are running a corporation, maybe if you are running a health service, and because of the privacy issues around uh, providing health services, you might want to use the Algorand as a private network, whereby data are being encrypted, and then people are giving special access, to those data. And so anyway, that's just how the coaching idea runs. You can use Algorand as a private network or as a public network. So Algorand has its own wallet. So you can integrate Algorand's wallet in your solutions. Maybe your DApp, you're building a decentralized application. You can integrate um, Algorand's wallet. We have APIs you can work with. you know. Also, you can buy Algorand's node on, you can buy Algorand on Binance, Gates.io, and other big blockchain um, exchanges. And also, yeah, so we have a staking reward. Those exchanges run Algorands that you can buy Algorand. You can actually stake your algos there for an annual reward, depending on what you are trying to do and how you're trying to stake. So like I said, I've told you about what Algorand is. It's a Web 3.0. And then, okay, so something I would want you to just quickly take a look at. Algorand's core advantage include high transaction. Okay, so this on Algorand, why I said we have provided some of the best solutions is there has been an issue around scalability in the blockchain ecosystem, and Algorand um, has has one of the fastest transaction speed I know, up to about 1,000 transaction speed per second, 1,000 transactions rather per second, uh, and this is super speed, man. So if you trying to build anything on uh, Algorand, you should be sure that with 1,000 transaction per second, I'm not sure anyone can beat that. Yeah, probably maybe on centralized network, but I've not seen this speed on uh, other blockchain platforms. Not because I work with Algorand, but of course I've had experiences working with other blockchain platforms. I've seen what is obtainable in other places, but for me, actually, Algorand caught my attention with the fact that you can have both a scalable um, solution. You can get a very high secured solution on Algorand. And then, of course, it is very decentralized. The fact that you can participate in, anyone can participate in consensus on Algorand makes it very unique. Um, okay, so also let me just okay, so like I told you, you can get Algorand on different we have our own wallet, and then you can store Algorand on different wallets that have integrated Algorand into their solution. So yeah, like I told you, Bitmax, OKEx, Gates.io, Binance, and a couple of other blockchain um, wallet solutions. Now, these are some of the use cases that are on Algorand. This precisely is a wallet I'm using. I've been using it for like I don't know, but and these are so this also it's the first um, stable coin. I use this a lot, and of course I use this a lot. In terms of market capitalization, Tether has a very high volume and transactions, of course. So for them to perch on Algorand, you should know that Algorand is actually giving something very good. And of course, so most of these guys I've searched them. They are giants in the tech industry, tech world, and they are perching on Algorand. You know that, or rather, they are using Algorand's tech in one solution or the other. Um, Also, so you can participate in Algorand's community. You can participate in our ecosystem either by building a solution on Algorand, or you can apply to become a developer. whereby a developer ambassador, whereby you design tutorials, you write content for Algorand, for reward, and I bet you it's a very juicy reward. Yeah, it is really very juicy. It's almost about 5,000 algos, depending on what solution you are giving, and that's very huge. That's very juicy reward, I must say. Also, you can connect to Algorand by writing Algorand on ecosystem at algorand.com, and you'll be swiftly responded to. But of course, if you have any query, maybe you're trying to achieve something and you have some challenges, please do let me know. I will see what I can do to help you. And if I can't, I'll connect you to other Algorand ambassadors as well, who have vast experience, or who have been with Algorand from incentive. Sorry, from inception. Sorry. Okay, so please do let me know. Write down your questions on the chat, and I'll respond to them. I'll just show you. I'll just do a quick rundown with you all, and uh, I'll just show you what we have on um, as the working tools. Okay, developers working tools. I'll just run you through quickly. Um, Sorry. Algorand development tools for developers. So quickly, um, we have some tools that developers can take advantage of and build solutions on Algorand. Available tools on Algorand. We have about 4 different SDKs. Okay, I think there are 5. Okay, we have SDKs for Go, for JavaScript, for Python, for Java. Yeah, I think these are the JavaScript. Okay, they are here: JavaScript, Java, Python, and Go. And there are some. Okay, so on the command lines, there are things that you will need to work with. But first of all, I would want to advise, because I run one myself, and it has actually made work a little bit, or maybe not a little bit, it has actually made work less stressful for me. I was able to set up a node for myself. So I'm running a node locally. I'll just show you. And then also, I was able to set up some of the files. We have a file for um, okay, there is a Swagger file that you can work with, you know. Uh, sorry, I have let me just do something. Okay, can you hear me? All right. Um, okay, so I'm sorry, there was an echo from the other device I'm connected to. Okay, so you can work with our different SDKs, and that will make work a lot more easier. And while connected to, after you've set up your node, uh, which you can be communicating with locally, um, you might need to specify which of the of the node that you would want to work with. Sorry, which of the network you would want to work with. There is a beta net, there is a test net, and then of course there is a main net where consensus happens and all of that. My okay, okay, okay. So all right. Okay, sorry for all these distractions. Okay, so yeah, so there is a so you can actually you can see the URL here. You have I will go to the URL so that we can just see what I've been talking about, and then of course you can see how you can take advantage of the whole system and use it for your you can use it for your own personal development or maybe testing whatever you want to test and all of that. Okay, so yeah, setting up node. I just pulled out this command lines, or maybe these commands, so that it will make it will be a little bit easy or maybe easier for you to be able to set up your node. Um, so um, you have to uh, run these commands to be able to have your node running very effectively and all of that. I will I will leave these in the WhatsApp. Maybe I'll find a way of sharing this command so that if you find it difficult using the instructions on the developer's website, you can easily just plug into this, and then you can easily just get hold of this and set up your node and then run it perfectly. Um, okay, so let me just quickly go to the site so I can show you what is obtainable. Uh, in the chat, please, would you let me know if you're seeing my screen, if you're still seeing my screen? Uh, can somebody please just in a chat, just let me know if you're still seeing my screen. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, okay, okay. All right. So yeah, so setting up your workspace, like I just said, you can just run through this. And this is a very vital command that you will need to use while using whatever you're using on Algorand. You'll need this go command is very, very important. And you can see choosing the network, like I told you, you either work with the test net, the main net, or the beta net. And so for me, I am using, let me just show you my node. Where are you? Where are you? All right. Let me just quickly just show you my own node. Um, So here on the terminal, I will just switch to my node, and then so to be able to start up your goal, or rather your node, I'm using a Mac. I don't know for you who are using, probably maybe you're on Windows. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I think if you have difficulty in setting up for Windows, guys, I think if you're able to set up, you're able to set up um, if you're able to set up Docker, it will be super helpful, because quite a lot of things will become a lot more easier for you to be able to run or set up. So okay, so let me just show you my node, and then I'll just explain a few things. And so okay, go node starts. Sorry, starts data. Okay, so you can see Algorand node was already started. That means it's been so Algorand node successfully started. And so you can also stop the node by doing this. Okay, or maybe you can just check the status of your node. Oh, sorry. No. Sorry. Sorry. What am I doing? Okay. Data should be able to give me. Okay. Sorry, there was a. I thought I was writing the wrong command. So at some point I got a bit confused, maybe scared rather. So you can see, okay. So now you can see that the last block that was written was this, and then you can see the time. The block was written on the chain, on the main chain, was it took about 2.6 seconds, and the time to sync was about about 2.8. It took about 2 minutes 8 seconds, and the last consensus you can see, so it's giving you the whole detail of what's happening on the blockchain. Okay, so you can see my my node is running perfectly, is reading everything from the blockchain. Okay, so for me, also you can even stop the node, just in case you would want to stop the node. You can just do this, and then of course you see it's the node has been so of course, and then of course you can start the node, so that you can see, so it's already started. And so you can just run your node locally, and then of course you can participate in consensus. Sorry, what am I doing? So of course you can participate in consensus. I think I have been quite a lot of people have, there has been network issues also, because some people have been coming and going. But no problem, they will find the recording and they can run through. So basically, in a nutshell, what Algorand has. So you can see from here. Sorry, let me quickly go here. Okay, this is. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So you can see from here. This is an overview of the SDKs, and you can even start building. You can see how to set up your workspace, how to connect to a node, and then how to perform your first transactions. Also, we have amazing tutorials that you can just walk. You can walk through for a step-by-step. You can walk through for a step-by-step guide. You can see this, how to create and manage a non-fungible AC, that's Algorand standard assets. from the command line using Go. Like I told you, Go is very, very important. In fact, Go is something you can't do without if you're trying to if you're trying to navigate around Algorand. You have to. It's just. It's not an option. Like you really have to be able to uh, get yourself familiar with Go. Also dynamic. So we have tutorials for both beginners and for intermediate, and then of course for professionals. And like I told you, you can submit. You can go through. Algorand's documentations, and then of course submit anything you have, be it a tutorial, be it an article, for developers. You can just come and join in and become an Algorand developer, and immediately you can begin, exploring and then contributing what you have onto the ecosystem. And then, of course, it is a paid engagement. So we have quite a lot of documentations here. So for Python devs, for JavaScript dev, for different kinds of developers. But of course, Python, for now, we have Python, JavaScript, Java, and Go SDKs that we can work with, or rather we're working with. And then, of course, there are quite a lot of articles. Also, like I told you, you can participate in Algorand by submitting, by building on Algorand. We have grants of about 250 million algos. And of course, some people have already taken advantage of the grant, and they're actually making, they are taking a good advantage of what's happening there, and submitting whatever they can submit for Algorand. And they have grants to be able to work around Algorand. So basically, these are the things we have, and these are the documentations available. Also, you can, like I said, you can just join the Algorand's ambassadors network, and then be a part of what we're doing and all of that. So basically, that's what we have. Yeah. So I would want to know if you have questions, so I can respond to them immediately. If not,
Okay. Hello.
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Aqua was my name. Aqua was okay.
Okay.
So I was going through though at the beginning I was not hearing you. I was
Oh
able to
no.
get the thing, but then
Okay. I'll provide the recording. The call is recorded, so I'll provide the recording so that you can go through it, and then if you have any question regarding what I've said,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay. No.
sorry, just so that you can take note. Also, you can just go to
But
developers.algorand.org, and then you can find almost everything I've said pertaining to working with Algorand's tool. So go ahead with your question.
okay, my question is use Algorand officially support SDK for developing application on Algorand, which is JavaScript, Java, Python, and Go.
And go,
So
yes.
what about other developers, people that develop with maybe probably PHP, because let's just say I'm from the PHP background. So how do we get started with that run and all those stuff?
Okay, I'm not sure there is any. I've not seen anything officially from Algorand regarding PHP, but of course I can tell you that uh, probably maybe if you find how to navigate around Algorand with PHP, I'm sure you would be well rewarded, as because we're open to having more developers exploring and then of course making contributions to Algorand. By the way, it's an open source blockchain, so you can come and add whatever you want to add to Algorand. So if you can find your way around, maybe what you will do is to study the SDKs and then go through the documentations that are available and see what you can contribute from. I will be happy to see what you have around PHP.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Any question again? I'm sorry. I think there's been a very bad internet connection because quite a lot of people have been coming and going, and so